Naseem Hamed has conquered. The former butcher and cobbler, 22-year-old Juan Cabrera, a massive outsider, as he tries to upset Prince Naseem Hamed at Wembley Arena tonight. Dressing room, and he is working to an entirely different beat. Cabrera's being kept waiting, Glenn.
Yes, I'm sure he's not used to this sort of atmosphere. He's never been amongst anything like this, and he's going to be ready for the Hamed entrance, which always gets better and better. Naz loves this. He loves the limelight. He loves the stage where he can perform.
And now, making his entrance to the ring, the defending champion, your Prince Naseem Hamed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control. Supervisor for the BBBC is Lord Brooks of Chamorfa. Also sanctioned by the WBO and the IBF. Supervisor at ringside, Jacinth Bryant of San Martin. Your timekeeper is Nick White. The three judges scoring this bout will be Harold Gomez, John Stewart, and Dale Grable. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Frank Warren and Sports Network Europe, in association with ART, present 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO IBF Featherweight Championship of the World. When the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action will be Mr. Lou Moret from California, USA. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the 10,000 plus in attendance here at Wembley Arena and the tens of millions watching around the world from London, England, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Into the scene first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white and weighing 8 stone, 13 pounds. His professional record, in 26 bouts, he has 24 victories and has demonstrated his knockout power with 20 KOs. He has only 2 defeats in his career. Ladies and gentlemen, from Cordoba, Argentina, here is the challenger, Juan Cabrera. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing leopard trim with black and white. His weight, 8 stone, 13 3/4 pounds. His professional record, a perfect 26 consecutive victories without a loss, 24 by knockout, and he has won 2 world title belts. He is considered by many to be, pound for pound, among the best in boxing today. Fighting out of Sheffield, England, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undefeated WBO IBF Featherweight Champion of the World, your Prince, Naseem Hamed.
Well, the last 2 times that the Prince has fought Argentinian opposition, he's finished them off in the second round, and he says that is exactly what he intends to do with Juan Cabrera. Although his trainer, Brendan Ingle, says that the way Naseem has been punching in the gym, he expects it to be over in 1 round. Cabrera will have other ideas, but is he really good enough? Don't go and make the tea or coffee now. Due to go 12, but Prince Naseem has won his last 14 by stoppage or knockout over the last 3 years. How can Cabrera cope with this massive step up in class from what he's been used to?
And how is he going to cope with the style of Hamed? He's never seen anything like this. He switch hits with awesome power in both hands. What's it going to be like when he feels the power of Hamed?
You almost get the impression with Hamed these days that he looks to make his prediction come true. He almost seems to soft pedal until he gets to the round that he's predicted. He's that confident about his own ability. And to be fair to him, quite often in the past he's been proved exactly right. Hands are so fast, the punches come from such unusual angles that most of his opponents find it an extremely bewildering experience just to be in there with him. Oh, big right uppercut, that corkscrew right uppercut, which is a trademark punch, one he has invented himself, and Cabrera just did not see where that came from, but he took the punch.
Yes, he took it quite well. He crouches over, open for the uppercut, and Hamed landed that beautifully. He led with the right hand and just twisted it into a long uppercut.
Trying to invite Cabrera in with the hope of countering him. Don't think Cabrera has managed to land so far. But Prince Naseem found out against Daniel Alicia that if he gets careless, he could get caught with a sucker punch. That was the only time he's been on the floor so far. And he got up to win it in the next round.
Well, Hamed invites opponents to make mistakes, and then he capitalizes on it. He has great power. He's just waiting for Cabrera to try and lurch at him, and then he'll have a punch for him.
And it's the usual flash, crash, cocky display from Prince Naseem.
Cabrera trying to keep very tight, punched over, keeping his guard really up, not wanting to make any mistakes.
Coming towards the end of round one, another big left hand goes through. Again, Cabrera took the punch well. Not all the previous Naseem opponents have shown even that durability. Welcome back to Wembley Arena. We saw in that first round from Prince Naseem Hamed one of his trademark shots there.
Yes, wasn't it beautiful? Led with the right hand, just turned it up. A little bit more action here later in the round, the right and the left, and you see he's very, very wary, Cabrera, of the power of Hamed.
Well, this is the round that he says he will finish Cabrera in. Round two. This is his favourite round, Prince Naseem, and watch for him to go all out to make it happen. Cabrera knows about the prediction as well, though. Left hand thudding through. He's keeping those gloves up very hard, but he's caught by the right uppercut, left the cap. Prince Naseem's going for the finish now.
Well, he took some very heavy punches there, Cabrera, took them quite well, and another one, again the uppercut, long right hand punch from Hamed.
Cabrera totally in defensive mode at the moment, just looking to survive, trying to find some kind of foothold in the fight. Hit by the left hand, the hand speed befuddling him.
Yes, he's walking onto the left hook now. Hamed getting more power in that punch, really going for it now. He's going for the stoppage.
He's got him going, send him reeling backwards with the latest left hand. And this is a painful experience for Cabrera, coming in as a late substitute and moving up from the equivalent of the Vauxhall Conference to the Premier League. People now talking about Prince Naseem as maybe one of the top pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Blood around the eyes of Cabrera as well. He's looking bad.
The nose looks injured. The left eye swelling.
Badly marked and damaged around the face already from the power of these blows. From this venomous punching featherweight who gets in again with a left hand. Prince Naseem is just toying with him at the moment in there. Another huge left. The class gap is massive.
He's finding terrific angles here, bringing them up, bringing them round. Another good left hand.
And Cabrera is stopped in the second round, just as he'd predicted. Cabrera hardly landed a punch. And again, he makes the forecast come true. Totally one-sided, embarrassingly so, in fact.
Yes, total confidence, total class. He had all the time in the world to pick his punches. He did that ever so well. He brought them, lots of them up, right through the middle of the defense. Cabrera was just struggling to find any sort of foothold in the fight whatsoever. Hamed did exactly as he liked, and I'm sure he's left a big impression to the fans and to the boxing fans watching in America.
I don't think Prince Naseem Hamed proved anything tonight that we didn't already know about him, that he has huge power, and that anyone coming from the class of Juan Cabrera, who's just been a sort of useful 10-round fighter in Argentina, who's never even fought for his national title, was never going to be able to cope with his speed and power and talent and class.
Yes, he's proved himself time and time again. He's certainly an exceptional talent. I think we can see the stoppage there. Again, that trademark right hand turns into an uppercut. Another powerful left. He's in all sorts of disarray. He's badly marked, badly hurt. And the referee, I thought, was right to stop it there. He was only going to get hurt more and more. And it was a good time. We see it again there. The terrific uppercut punching there from Hamed.
He was already badly injured here, Cabrera. There was blood from the nose, there was eye damage already. He'd taken a lot. Hamed just kept on finding the angles, and it was another demolition job. And he's glad it's over, I would think, Cabrera. But you have to say now, talking about Prince Naseem Hamed, looking at the big punches of featherweight history, people like Terry McGovern around the turn of the century, Sandy Sadler, Sugar Ramos, Danny Lopez, Ide Joffre and Ruben Olivares, who went into the division later. You'd have to put this man up there alongside them, wouldn't you now?
You certainly do. He's such a good fighter, such a big puncher, and I think you've got to give him respect. It was so easy in a world title fight. He made it look simple.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Lou Moret calls a halt to the bout at 2 minutes, 17 seconds of round number 2. The winner by knockout victory, he is still the undefeated WBO IBF heavyweight champion of the world, your Prince Naseem Hamed.
So another promise fulfilled by Prince Naseem Hamed. This performance was watched coast to coast live on terrestrial television in America, and I think the message is getting out not just in Britain now but internationally that this is a very special boxing commodity. Minister of Sport among the people who've thought it worth recording this performance. There's his father, who of course comes to all his displays, and a better reception leaving the ring, I have to say, for Cabrera, and a more sporting reception than he got on the way into the ring here tonight. But this is another page in the Prince Naseem Hamed story. Where will it all end? Well, he dreams of unifying this crown and then moving up and up. And right now, every wild ambition is still on course. Is there anybody out there who can dish out some of the same medicine to this man? Well, we all wait. That's why we show up for these, isn't it? To find out if one day it could all come unstuck. But so far, so perfect for Prince Naseem Hamed. And the show is as effective as his punch power once the first bell goes. Right, I think he's ready to talk to Ian Darke now.
Naz, congratulations, still the champion. You said round 2, and it was round 2.
Well, I predicted the last one, I predicted this one. Do you know what I mean? How come they're coming true all of a sudden? You got to start knowing that my predictions are coming true, and you know what I mean? You got to be a believer now.
You were going on coast to coast in the United States, big showcase for you tonight. How important was it for you to put on a show there as well as here?
Very important. I think now the Americans know that the best featherweight in the world is from Sheffield. He's an Arab, British Arab. He's from Sheffield, and he's absolutely doing it. Do you know what I mean? I predicted this fight, and I knew basically my ability, and I knew my strength. Again, same usual fighter comes over, said he's gonna knock me out in 6. I predict he gets knocked out in 2nd. It happens again. Thank God. Love God.
We've had a lot of messy, bad PR for boxing in the last couple of weeks, well publicised. Everybody knows about that. How important was it for you to put on a bit of a show, do a bit of a PR job tonight for the sport?
Again, very important, because my ability just shows my confidence rise with my ability, and as I say, I know what to do basically, and I know basically how to entertain people, entertain the television, and I'm sure the American people and the British people, especially in the arena. I'd like to thank everybody for coming and supporting the Prince.
I think everybody knows you're the biggest punching featherweight in the world. Do you think now that pound for pound, with all the divisions, you're the biggest punching fighter out there?
I don't think I know. I know, basically. Again, this fighter came from Argentina, said he was stronger than me and this and that. What can I say? You saw the power for yourself. I said, once you're going to take the power, he's going to get stopped. The referee looked in his eyes. One eye was just closed completely. And when you're getting hit with shots like mine, you can't go past the second round.
The WBC champion is Lucito Espinosa. He doesn't seem to want to know about you. I think he's seen you enough and doesn't want to get in there with you. What about the WBA champion, Naz, Wilfredo Vasquez? Do you fancy going in with him next?
I'd love to box him. I'd love to box anybody. I'd knock any featherweight out. Do you know what I mean? All I have to do is turn up. I've already won.
A question I have to put to you is, I noticed a couple of fights ago, you were getting a few boos mixed in with all the cheers. Tonight it seemed to be universal cheers. You seem to be winning a bit of a popularity contest.
We can't remember the boos. Can anybody remember the boos? You trying to rile everybody up and be controversial. That's all you trying to do. You trying to cause the name of yourself for the Prince. You're just trying to sell yourself and being a little bit controversial. Nobody's out there booing me. You seen us cheer tonight. You seen my last fights. It's a load of rubbish. You know I don't get boos. End of the day, I'd like to thank all the fans. Respect to Adidas. And full credit to the concert of Michael Jackson. Wicked performance, you know what I mean? Respect to Michael, man.
Thanks a lot, Naz. Let's bring in Frank Warren. Frank, what is the plan now? We've had all this talk about unifying the title. Is it going to happen?
Well, the problem was that Vasquez has a fight on the 23rd of August. We've got to get that out of the way. Don't go yet. On the 23rd of August. And Espinosa got badly cut in his last fight, so he's out until October. Hopefully we can make one of those fights next time. That's what we're trying to do. We're working hard on it. But they're pricing themselves out. You know, nobody wants to get in the ring with him, and you can understand why. They get in the ring, and they're fighting not only the hardest puncher pound for pound in the world. I think pound for pound he's now the best fighter in the world, without a doubt.
Thanks a lot, Frank. Thank you. Thanks, Naz.
Lots to come here at Wembley. Do stay with us. The thoughts of Jim Watt on this latest success for Prince Naseem Hamed, and in just a few moments from now, another very exciting British title fight, the British welterweight title defence by Kevin Lushing against Jeff McCreesh.
Please stick around, ladies and gentlemen. More boxing to follow.
So the champion's name is up in lights here once more at Wembley, a performance that has been watched all around the world. He is still WBO and IBF World Featherweight Champion, and it's yet another quick stoppage. We're running out of things to say about this man.
Yeah, well, once again, he did exactly as he pleased. I mean, we have to keep the whole performance in context. He was against a last-minute opponent who we knew had no chance.
But who was brave and determined.
Yes, and that's the one thing I was going to say. We have to, no praise high enough for Cabrera. The fact that he stuck to his guns. I mean, that punch in the first round, that's the punch, the power that finished Billy Hardy with one hit. That little fella took the punch, looked straight back at him, got his hands back up, and he's marching forward again, waving him on. Courage.
Would that have destroyed anybody at world level, Jim?
No, you have to remember, I mean, fighters are naturally and normally tough. This little fellow is just as tough as any world-class performer. But he took Hamed's shot. Probably the one thing that Naz wouldn't be too happy about was the fact that he didn't manage to get this fellow on the floor. And the finish wasn't maybe just as clean as he would have liked. But, I mean, he did exactly as he pleased. But you have to really see, this little fellow came, no chance, you know, a chance to win the lottery tonight, and he really went for it. He tried to make the fight competitive. He just didn't have the tools. He wasn't in Hamed's league from start to finish, but he kept doing all the right things, getting his chin down, getting his hands up. I mean, these are powerful shots. I mean, we know the way, I know at times Naz looks as though he's off balance, but tremendous power whipped into these punches. And the little fellow, all he could do, keep surviving, but then up he gets and looks straight back at Naz, back into the fray again. I mean, no praise high enough The little fella did all he could do, and that's all you can ask of anyone.
Ian Darke has been heaping praise on his punch power tonight, Jim, suggesting it's right up there with the greats from previous eras. What would be your view on that?
Yeah, well, yes, yeah, I would say it certainly is. I mean, we can't just take it all away from him because one fight he doesn't manage to get, let's face it, a second-rate world title contender on the floor. I mean, look, see, he's not setting himself. I mean, he knew exactly, everything was under control. He was just kind of enjoying himself, just doing exactly as he pleased. If Hamed had wound up one single shot and landed it cleanly, I've no doubt he would have floored this little fella. But maybe coast to coast in America, he would have liked a cleaner finish and maybe a couple of knockdowns. But apart from that, bang on.
But it is a perfect night's work from his point of view as the name and the brand, etc., gets sold further and further around the world. The downside, maybe, setting out to destroy fighters of that caliber, can you get yourself into bad habits that you may find a problem when you come up against a world-class man?
Naz's style is based totally on bad habits. He does everything wrong. I'm saying everything wrong, everything that nobody else does. I mean, he doesn't go by the textbook at any time, so we don't have to worry about Naz picking up bad habits. He'll pick up a bad habit, perfect it, and it'll become the most wonderful thing you've ever seen.
He has a very good habit, and that is the winning habit, and that continues. Thanks for now to Jim Watt.